Hey there. I wanted to talk to you today about words. I'm an English teacher and a writer, former English teacher, so words are something that really matter to me. And it occurred to me this weekend that with the field getting some exciting news out of the Anorexia Nervosa Genetics Initiative and some exciting new findings about metabolism, that this would be a great time for us to change some of the language used in the field. So I am going to throw out a few terms and hope we're not in a mean girl situation where I just can't make fetch happen. And I'm going to share with you the terms that I'd like us to start using. So the very first one, most important one, I think, I would love for us to get rid of the phrase weight restoration and call it brain restoration. That is the actual goal, is to get our loved one, to get people who are impacted to have their brain completely back to themselves and have it function as it should. So that term brain restoration recognizes a saying that's pretty common among really good clinicians and a lot of families, which is state not weight, and weight influences state. So I think shifting away from the weight language to the brain restoration language is a semantic change that can really be helpful in with families quite a bit. To that end, I like the phrase full nutritional rehabilitation rather than refeeding. Not everyone needs to gain weight, and the full nutritional rehabilitation sort of recognizes that in all eating disorders, we have to have a level of nutrition that's consistent and appropriate for that person's mental and physical health. So when you get there, to me, that would be sort of full nutritional rehabilitation, and then that will hopefully achieve brain restoration. One term that's talked about a lot is target weight range. And I was in with a group of awesome parents the other day, and we were having a little conversation about this and about how kids get so fixated on the lowest number of the range that they hear, or whatever, or if there was a target weight, and it's very, very hard to unstick them from thinking that's going to be their weight for the rest of their life. And clearly, if you're talking about a child, an adolescent, a young adult, it's not appropriate to have as a goal having your weight the same for the rest of your life. We're finding out more and more that having a little bit more weight going into your older years is protective, a lot of things like that. And so we're in a place where I think we've been just sold such a bill of goods by society in terms of this idea that we can sort of hang on to some arbitrary weight we were when we finally reach our adult height. That just doesn't recognize metabolic realities and overall physical and mental health. So to that end, I would like to modify target weight range with the word moving. So moving target weight range, moving target weight really signals from the outset that this is a snapshot of a moment in time where we're trying to get. And when we get there, that's not the end of the road. That's just sort of a first step. And, that number is going to change over your life. It recognizes that reality. And I think that would be really helpful for parents, because one of the biggest things that I hear all the time is just that how hard it is for a parent to move past when a clinician has said that and said that to their child. And so it just adds a layer of distress for everyone that I don't really think needs to be there, that we can lessen if we work on our language. And then the last word is one I would sort of like to get rid of, and that's maintenance. And that harkens back to what I just said about the moving target range. Maintenance implies this is the only amount of calories you're going to need to have. You don't need to, you maintain your calories, you maintain your weight. And again, kids just, they click onto that, and it's really, really hard. Even if the parents understand the nuance of how that's being used, kids hear it and it's in there. I'm on maintenance, I'm not eating more, I'm not gaining more, that sort of thing. So I hope that you will read the words that accompany this, because I have a blog post to go with it, and take it to heart and try and spread these words. And I want to be clear that I may have read some of these words somewhere else. Somebody else may have coined them. I'm not claiming them, but I am spreading them. So full nutritional rehabilitation in the service of brain restoration. We have some idea of what the moving target weight or moving target range is that helps us get started. And there's, forgot how to do 4. There's never a time for maintenance, really, because bodies change, bodies grow, bodies evolve over time, and that's the way nature intended it. And that's what we want for our kids, to be in that place where their bodies and their brains can do what they need to do without interference from an eating disorder. So thanks a lot for listening, and get those words started. Thanks.